It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, February 12th. It's a cold, rainy day here in Los Angeles. This is going to freak you guys out. Last night, you guys, so many of you were like, how are you showing so much skin? Well, the rain gods rain down on Los Angeles. We are getting a 3-day storm here in Los Angeles. Welcome to all of the dosers that are here. I have so much to share with you guys. We have breaking news. Colleen Hoover has shown her face. She came out from the hole that she was in. She is back on Instagram, but she has some changes. So we're going to talk about that. More cringe Blake Lively behavior has been unearthed. We've talked about this briefly, but it's like front page news because, anytime a new interview has been unearthed, we'll talk about that too. Some Diddy news, which was kind of surprising. I've got like so much random news, so you're going to enjoy today. Diddy news. We've got Wendy Williams news. I know a lot of you guys love hearing about the Wendy Williams news. So we got Diddy news. We got Wendy Williams news. We have an update on Kanye featuring Scarlett Johansson. It all leads back to Blake Lively. We got a theory that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have broken up because of Taylor Swift's shoes. And it's a Wizard of Oz theory. I don't know about that. And of course, we have a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, which I thought was one of the most unbelievable episodes that I've seen in a very long time. I cried alongside Sutton. All of that and more on today's Hump Day episode of Daily Dose of Donna. I'm going very 90s with my barrettes today. I just got out of the shower. I didn't have time to blow dry my hair, and it's raining. You know, when it's raining, you're just like, why am I even going to blow dry my hair? Like, forget it. Forget it. Just pinning that back. Okay, on a personal note, I have to say, I am so incredibly honored and thrilled and touched with the incredible, kind, respectful, 99.5% respectful comments I got yesterday. And not all of them agreed with me, but I say 99.5% respectful because I did get some incredibly rude comments. And I expected those because whenever I talk about anything that has anything to do with, tough topics, right? Religion or anything like that, you're going to get comments that disagree with you. And I expected that. But what I was so thrilled about was that I did get called Selena Gomez one time, and it wasn't a positive. One person did say that because I was getting a little emotional, I was insufferable like Selena Gomez. And to that I say, no, no, don't say I was crying like Selena Gomez. How dare you? How dare you? But most of you were so incredibly kind and generous and sweet with your comments. And even if you disagreed with me, and we had some really great discourse back and forth, and I heard you and you heard me, and it was really nice. And for those of you that were like willing to hear me and listen and vice versa, I appreciate you. And I even got some really nice comments. You know what was the best? Where people were like, I don't necessarily agree, but I like that you were able to share your feelings. And for that, like, that's really brave and that's cool. And I'm still going to stick around. So thank you so much for that. Really, truly. Okay, back to the show. So let's start with Colleen Hoover. Let's go right into it since we have so many things to talk about. Colleen Hoover showed up today on February 12th. She was like, I got a book to sell. Now, I don't really know if that's necessarily what it was, but I think she was like, oh shit, my Amazon, numbers are dwindling faster than Blake Lively's, Instagram followers. By the way, Blake Lively's Instagram followers are not going down as fast as I would like them to, but whatever. But she shows back up on Instagram today. Now let's do like a deep dive together, because I wish I did have like a good before and after on her Instagram, meaning like a screenshot of what her Instagram used to look like versus what it looks like today. I don't, but I really do wish that I did, because it would have been nice to have like what it used to look like versus what it looks like today. She did scrub it. It does look different. Danielle says, Donna, I ordered the F Kanye Star of David t-shirt. Thank you. Yes, I did look at your DMs. Thank you, Danielle. We are going to get to talk about Kanye in a little bit, because there's some updates about stuff that has gone down since, and people that have spoken out about it. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff, and a really interesting article I read about some things that he talked about that I had no idea. And they will talk about Diddy. It will be like a nice Kanye Diddy crossover talking about problematic men. Okay? Don't worry. We're going to get all into it. Okay. So let's go to Colleen's Instagram. The first thing I will tell you about Colleen is that it's really weird, because someone told me Colleen is back on Instagram, and I went into Instagram, I went into the search, and I was following her before she disappeared, and I'm still following her. So if you were following her prior to her disappearing on Instagram, you're still following her. It's like a natural. So I went onto Instagram, I went searching her, and then all of a sudden, can't find her. And I'm like, she blocked me? She knows about Daily Dose of Donna. I've made it. And then I realized, no, she's there. You literally have to type out her full name, because it doesn't come up in the search. It's like she's shadow banned. So what's crazy about it is that you actually have to full on type it. And I tagged her in my Instagram post. If you want to look, if you can't find her, you can go to my Instagram at This Is Donna Bowling, and you can see my post about her. But let's look at it together and kind of see what she did. So she still has 2 million followers, which I think is what she had before. And her link tree still, just her website, whatever. Okay. She has no live stories. I think that her highlights were the same before. Now, from what I can tell, she just has, and like I said, I have no idea what was before, but according to everyone else, she scrubbed her Instagram of pictures of Blake. So apparently before, she had lots and lots of pictures of Blake, and like It Ends With Us. I mean, this here is Lily Bloom's grand opening tomorrow. This was 39 weeks ago, and it looks like it says comments on this post have been limited. And there's literally not that many posts. I mean, I guess maybe there are some more posts here, but there's not really, you can't see a lot of negative posts, right? And can I comment on it? No. So it looks like she really kind of scrubbed a lot. Now let's go back. Okay, so this is interesting. Do you guys remember when I talked about her friend, Taryn Fisher, a little while ago? Taryn Fisher. Oh, this is perfect. Exactly. Oh, what fun just wrote. What about the other author friend someone DM'd you about? Taryn Fisher, who is being tagged in this post right here, who spent the summer, or a portion of her summer, on the set, or not the summer, last summer, I should say, 2023, spent a portion of that summer on set with Colleen, filming It Ends With Us, like for the 3 days that Colleen was on set. Colleen was only on set for 3 to 4 days on the set of It Ends With Us. So I was there. I was actually on set. Just kidding. I'm Blake. Just kidding. LOL. So she was there, this Taryn Fisher, and she, if you remember, I wish I knew which day I spoke about it, really was nasty with one of the dosers, and she was gross back and forth, and like said like, "Oh, you're writing on some dick." Remember that Taryn Fisher writer? So she's being tagged in this book. I mean, in this post, this is Taryn Fisher, Colleen Hoover, whatever. And what's interesting is that Taryn Fisher no longer is on Instagram. And I wonder if I had something to do with that. And I don't mean to have made her remove herself on Instagram, but Taryn Fisher is no longer on Instagram, you guys. And I don't think it's a block situation because many people have told me Taryn Fisher has deleted her Instagram. So you guys can check too, but I don't think Taryn Fisher is on Instagram anymore either. But you know what? If you're going to DM a random fan saying, hey, you're jumping on someone's dick because they want to support Justin Baldoni, I think that, yeah, you're probably going to get a little bit of a bad reputation because it just sounds kind of shady. Now, I'm not seeing, oh, hold on one second. I'm not seeing a lot of, let's go back and let's see if there's any Blake Lively stuff back in. I mean, I feel like this is just, what are the dates on this? This is December 23 already. Yeah, I mean, this is throughout the entire premiere. She kind of deleted it all. Here's the, oh, it ends with us here. It says, I started writing this book a decade ago. A lot has changed in the last 10 years, but the support you guys have shown time and time again. This is a bunch of the producers, I want to say, that worked on the movie. Alex Sachs, as you guys know very well from all the lawsuits, is here. I don't know who all the people are, obviously. These are some of the producers, just some behind the scenes stuff. Now, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, there's a Deadline article way down. Yeah, I mean, she's probably kept stuff up, but it's definitely not an ode to Blake as it used to be. The comments are limited. Look, I mean, supporting Blake 100%. Of course, this is a double book of her, and it starts with us and it ends with us. Supporting Blake really, truly ruined her reputation. It did. It did. And it's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate that that happened, but that's just how it works. If you jump to someone's defense without getting the full story, or at least getting somewhat of a full story, and then you find out even more that you completely, completely leave someone's side who has been on your side the entire time, it kind of sounds like you're a bad friend, is really what it kind of sounds like. So I feel really bad for Justin for losing his partnership with Colleen throughout this entire thing. And yeah, Justin Baldoni is like nowhere on her feed in any way, even though she completely made this movie with him for 5 years. And it's because of him that this movie even made it to the big screen. Because who knows who would have even picked up this movie. I'm sure it would have been picked up, but okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. We'll see what happens to Colleen. Now, do you guys think Verity is the next movie that's supposed to come out? Obviously, she's going to be casting that movie next, or that movie is already cast. We will see what happens to that. That's an Anne Hathaway movie. And I forget who else is in it. Anne Hathaway and who's the other girl in it? I can't remember. We'll see what's happening. Donna, she's following his wife. Okay, so she's following Emily Baldoni, it looks like. I don't know. I can't tell with who's following who and who's not following. It's like I can't play those games anymore because it all changes all the time. But I think Colleen was very much swept away in the fandom. Now, I will play for one Dakota Johnson. Thank you. Josh Hartnett, Dakota Johnson, and Anne Hathaway. I'm going to play devil's advocate for 2 seconds. Okay? Just for 2 seconds. Let's say that Colleen Hoover is a girl's girl. Calling Paige DeSorbo. Let's say Colleen Hoover is a girl's girl. And she loves Justin Baldoni. And also loves Blake. And she spends 3 days on set and has a great time. And then really connects with Blake because she does, girly things with Blake. And then Blake calls her and says, Colleen, I need to tell you something about your friend Justin. This is just devil's advocate. I am not Team Blake. Okay. What if what if Blake tells Colleen an over dramatized, an over exaggerated, crazy story of all these horrible things that Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath have put her through. We know Blake Lively is one to exaggerate. We know what she is, a storyteller, right? She is a over exaggerator. She takes one sentence and milks it. What if she has created an entire huge, like, oh my gosh, I'm the victim in this horrible story? What are you doing if you're Colleen? Are you like, "You're a liar"? She doesn't know anything about Blake's personality. Are you to believe a woman, or are you to immediately say, "You're a liar, I'm gonna trust that guy"? What are you gonna do? So, yes, ex-lady here says Colleen should have verified with Justin at least. That's what I would do. I would immediately wanna go to my friend who I've known for 5 years, who's the reason that we're here in this position, who has helped me bring this story to life. I would go to Justin. And I would say, "Hey, Justin, what the fuck? What the fuck?" Right? But what if? I'm, again, devil's advocate. I'm on your side, guys. I'm with you. But what if Blake says, "We can't tell Justin. You can't talk to Justin about this because," and I'm just like spitballing here. What if Ryan's in the meeting too with Colleen? What, hold on, let's get really small eyes and a really small mouth. I'm Ryan Reynolds. Colleen, listen to me. Listen to me. This is Ryan, okay? I don't know how to do a Ryan impression. Colleen, listen. I've got great projects for you in the works, okay? I don't want Justin to get hold of this information because he's dangerous. He's dangerous, and if he finds out that we're telling you this, he's going to lash out. And I think he's going to do something. And I think he's going to say something. And I just think the best thing we do is we just quietly stick together. And I think that we just we have to hold on to each other. We have to connect, and we have to support Blake. We have to support the victim. We have to support the victim. This is why I feel like Ryan was using his star power to bring Colleen into that Tribeca penthouse, massage her ego. I always like to do that. Ryan Reynolds totally has small hands, doesn't he? Forget Craig. These are Ryan's hands now. Hold on. Thank God I'm wearing a sweater for Ryan's hands. Hold on. Ryan would have 2 right hands. Hey, Colleen, listen to me. I need you to listen. You and me, we're going to produce great things together, okay? Nice pool, dead pool. It ends with all the pools. You and we're going to be a big producing team. It's Colleen Hoover, maximum effort. Colleen Hoover, X maximum effort. Listen, all we got to do is take Justin Baldoni down. So you got to stick with me. You got to unfollow him. You got it. We already got Brandon Sklenar. We already got Isabella Ferrar. We just need you. And the best thing you can do, I know you can't see my eyes because they're so small, but the best thing you can do, Colleen, is you can use a flower reference to talk about Blake. You can say she can't wilt like a flower. You get it? It's funny. You say she can't wilt. No one can wilt like Blake. Listen, it's funny. I'm funny. I'm a comedian. I'm a funny guy. Colleen, tell me I'm funny. I swear, I think this is how it goes down. Guys, do you think this is how it goes down? Ryan's like, Colleen, I'm funny. Tell me I'm funny or else you're going in the basement too. I swear. And so that's how it's going to happen. And so Colleen, like, he didn't do it mean, but he did it like threatening in a nice way, like in a Deadpool way, right? With his like sweet charm, because Colleen was charmed by Ryan and Blake, was wined and dined by Ryan and Blake, just like Brandon Sklenar was. And Colleen's son, which we don't even need to get into how creepy and weird her son's allegations are, was full on, like, also probably wined and dined, because that's Deadpool. Deadpool. I'm Deadpool, and I'm saying, Colleen, stick with me, or stick with creepy Baldoni, where all you have to do over there is, talk about toxic masculinity. Stick with me, where I can take you to Taylor Swift's concerts. Toxic masculinity, Swifties. Toxic masculinity, Wrexham. Toxic masculinity, Super Bowl. Obviously, she's like, I got it. Blake, you'll never wilt. Ding, 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 ding. It's so clear. So that's how it worked. I just, guys, hire me to write the rooftop scene. We just created the story. So that's how it worked. Okay. So Colleen Hoover she may be an amazing writer, but she has zero backbone. Even if Blake gave her the entire story, I don't think she actually went to Justin and talked to him, because I think that she was coerced not to talk to Justin. And she was scared to talk to Justin because she didn't want to lose the support of Ryan and Blake. She was scared to go against them, to go with her heart. And maybe she lost sleep at night over it, because maybe in her heart she was like, I don't know if Justin really did that, but I'm scared of Ryan and Blake. I don't want them to be mad at me. She spent 3 to 4 days on set. How the hell does she know anything? How the hell could she know anything? And I'm sorry, if one of my girlfriends told me, not even girlfriends, like, she knew Blake as well as I know, a girl that I've worked out with a few times. She didn't know Blake that well. If one of those people told me, someone I've been in contact with for 5 years, that someone has, like, treated them a little bit creepily and like sexually harassed them in the way that Blake has explained on set, I would be like, whoa, that's shitty. That sucks. That's weird. And then I would go to them. I wouldn't take that girl's word and be like, X-nay, you're out. You're done. 5 years down the drain. Bye. Right? Like, it's just so weird. But you know what? Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. No, it's not. It's just karma. Karma sucks, and Colleen's going to get it. We'll see what happens to Verity. Although I loved Verity. It's one of my favorite books of all times. Just saying. One of my favorite books. One of my favorite books of all times. All right, let's move on. So many comments. Oh, speaking of comments, I am going live for members only today at 2 p.m. Pacific times. That's like in 2.5 hours. Today, Wednesday. So if you want to join the members only, you can go down below in my show notes is a join button, like a link. And if you're on a desktop, you should see it right below. You can join as a member, and then you can come in live. And that's when I can talk directly to all your questions. And it'll be really, really fun, because we can interact. And then that gets saved. So you can chat with me and ask me all kinds of questions. Okay, let's move on and talk about some other stuff. Let me just finish some more Blake Lively stuff, and then we'll move on to Kanye and Diddy and Wendy Williams and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Blake Lively. Ooh, I got a Gossip Girl production assistant. Okay, this is good. Ewood Music. Oh, I love these. Okay, I worked with Blake on the set of Gossip Girl. I was a production assistant at the time. She made it difficult to do my job. She was a bully. I was 23 years old and was afraid of getting fired. Can I tell you, Ewood Music, you are not the first person that has DM'd me this. So many people that have been in my DMs who are PAs on Gossip Girl who have had the exact same story. Same story. I mean, not specifically your story, but same story. It's crazy, and I don't know if you have more of the story that got cut off or whatever, but that's all I'm seeing here. But it's the same story. You don't get so many of the same stories over and over and have it not be true. But let's talk about this other story that came out about, and actually, you guys are going to laugh about who this is about, but this is Kirsty Flaw. A lot of you guys remember basically it's Kirsty. It looks like Kirsty Flaw, but it's pronounced Kirsty Flaw, but it's the reporter who has a YouTube here who released that big viral video of congrats on your little bump, congrats on your little bump. Well, her boyfriend is there also a reporter named Magnus, and he interviewed Blake for a movie during a time when she was, let me pull it up so I can find exactly when it was, and we can look at it together. I was laughing when I saw it all over the news today because I was like, because we had talked about it. Kirsty and I had talked about it. It was such a wild interview because it's just so funny to me how many people have had bad experiences with this girl in interviews. And the fact that a boyfriend and a girlfriend who are both dating have had a bad experience with Blake Lively. Like, what? So this was on Daily Mail today, and I just thought it was hilarious that it was actually Kirsty Flaw's boyfriend. So it says, Blake Lively hijacks interview for a simple favor. This is the first simple favor, not this current one, because she's not doing any press, if you notice. To hawk husband Ryan Reynolds' gin brand in a resurfaced video. So they've talked about this on their YouTube, but his name is Magnus Sundholm. He's an LA-based writer for the Swedish newspaper. I'm going to say this wrong. I'm totally going to screw this up. Aftonbladet. So I am so sorry. Aftonbladet. And he told Daily Mail the incident was sneaky, cheap, and disrespectful of Lively. In this interview, he sat down with the actress. So basically what happened was he sat down with her. It was at 10 a.m. and she had told me about this too, that it was a 10 a.m. interview. It was in August of 2018. So imagine it's 10 a.m. and you're interviewing her and she starts talking about this gin. It's the aviation gin that he represents. And it says that he was shocked and uncomfortable when she whipped out a bottle of the gin made by his company, Ryan Reynolds Liquor Company, and urged him to drink it during a 10 a.m. interview. It says the deeply awkward exchange, which he reposted on YouTube last year, is just one of several videos of Lively that have made her followers cringe in recent months. These include tone-deaf name drops of her own liquor company during promotions of her movie about domestic violence, et cetera, et cetera. So in this video, which is on YouTube, she tries to force him to drink the gin, and he felt like uncomfortable about it. I guess he takes a sip of it. He only had 4 minutes with her in this moment. He takes a sip of it, and she says, Magnus, when I saw you earlier, you said, let me get a shot. And I thought you meant of alcohol, but you meant a photograph, Lively said in a video, while flashing a bottle of aviation gin to the camera. So guess what? Time to put up, she said. And he goes, uh-oh, what are we drinking? And she said, Aviation American Gin, who's owned by a very, very sexy man who also happens to be my husband. And then he says, so we're starting early. She then says, we are starting early. What better time to start? He took a sip, told her it was good, but she complained that his voice went higher an octave and then said, just shoot it, just shoot it. He tried to politely refuse, saying, I'll be singing if I finish this. She then said, it will be so much more interesting. He then Magnus told Daily Mail that the interview in New York felt like an ambush, a carefully planned PR ambush. She used my short interview time for blatant product placement. I found it sneaky, cheap, and disrespectful. Now, then she said, he said, I was completely ambushed by her promoting her husband's gin. They had built a set. So it was like completely about the gin. He said, most countries in the world, you can't show that. You can't have a booze commercial, basically. She hijacked the interview in a sense. She almost took half of that interview to talk about product placement. I drank gin at 10 a.m. I kind of felt like I had to. You come up there after having your cereal and milk, and then all of a sudden you get gin served on the rocks. I'm not saying I'm a victim. I could have said no, but the whole setup was weird. It was a blatant promotional thing. I played along. I could, of course, have objected, but my job is to make the talent play along. I wanted to be friendly. I wanted her to open up. The incident was all the more awkward given Lively is totally, she says, abstains from drinking alcohol. I thought the whole thing was strange. I still wonder why someone who doesn't drink would push alcohol on someone else. You walk out of there thinking, what just happened? So, what's the deal with this chick who likes to push alcohol? Because you guys have seen, I'm sure you guys have seen the video of her booze ad, right? Where she is pushing her alcohol on a man, right? Have you guys seen this? This is something that came out November 21st, 2023. So if you think about the dates, November 21st, 2023 would be after she was feeling sexually harassed on the set of It Ends With Us. Okay? This is during the strike, after she was sexually harassed during It Ends With Us. I want you to watch this. This is an ad that she released with her company, Betty Buzz. Okay? It's on YouTube. I'm sure Maximum Effort produced it. Let's watch it together.
There's a reason all men love Betty Buzz. Because at Betty Buzz, we don't test on animals. We test on men. That's a good boy. Drink up. Let him know how good it is.
Betty Buzz.
Okay. Okay. Whatever you say. Cool. I want Justin to do that to a girl. And that makes sense. Yeah, cool. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Let's move on to another story. Yeah? Are we okay with that? How about we go into this Wendy Williams story? Let's talk about Wendy Williams for a momentito, huh? Wendy Williams, back in the news. She has had like a little bit of a resurgence. Are any of you guys Wendy Williams fans? Any of you guys? Wendy Williams had a little bit of a resurgence here. Oh, speaking of, before I get into Wendy Williams, I just wanted to tell you something that I just saw. The judge for Blake Lively messed up the dates. Remember how they gave her an extension to February 17th, which would be Monday? They messed up the dates. They forgot it was a holiday. It's now February 18th. They got an extra day because of the holiday. How annoying. I'm annoyed. February 18th now. They have an extension until February 18th. Okay, now we're going to get into Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams, obviously, she's had a tough few years. Clearly, lots of health issues with her dementia, aphasia. I think alcoholism. She's in this conservatorship. She's in this home. She was just in that documentary that was very, very hard to watch. But then recently she was interviewed on that radio station with Charlemagne the God, where she sounded pretty coherent. And then now she's in this TMZ, or she's on TMZ today because she has got this new free documentary on Tubi, which I don't watch Tubi. And I don't really know Tubi, but I think it's free for anyone. Like, I think you can watch it online. I don't know. But apparently she was on the Two Angry Men podcast today. And that's Harvey Levin's new podcast. He had Brian Friedman on his podcast last week. So they're getting a lot of good people. It's Harvey Levin and Mark Garagos, two incredible angry attorneys. Now, they had Wendy Williams on their podcast today, and she sounds very coherent, but she goes after her son, which makes me sad because I really liked her son in this podcast. And she was talking about, in this podcast, she was talking about how her son is mismanaging her money. Let's see if we can hear it together without an ad. Let's see if we can kind of capture it. Oh my gosh, is this? Oh, I thought it was a State Farm commercial. I was like, they're coming after us on State Farm here. Let's see if we can hear it together.
I have been talking with Wendy Williams for hours on end. This woman is being treated, in my opinion, like a criminal.
She obviously, when you're talking to her, she is rational. She is responding.
She's fine.
If you're charged in a criminal case and you can be free to sit at your house and be tested for alcohol consumption regularly and intermittently, why can't you, who is not charged with a crime, be released to your house?
Because it's about my money. It's about holding my money and using it for other people and nothing for me. You know, it's about paying for this, paying for that. Oh my gosh, you need an attorney, you need a lawyer, you need this, you need that. It's all my money that other people are taking my money from.
Can you talk to me about how Wendy ended up in a guardianship?
My understanding is somebody was in her bank account that Wells Fargo flagged, and there was large withdrawals being taken out.
My son, you know, he overstepped his boundaries in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries, and he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it. You know, like, is he stealing from me? Look, all I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, you know, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo. Thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wells Fargo, your bank, said you were the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation with respect to your money. Who was unduly influencing you? Who is the person that was doing this?
Thank you. Listen, my son is a really good person. You know what? Oh, God, I'm not going to cry about that. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing. Look, my son is a good person, but at this point, he is a horrible person to me.
Oh gosh, you guys. I mean, I can't wait to watch this, but this is devastating. This is devastating to find out, because I remember, like, I didn't know a lot about her personal relationships and stuff, but when I watched that documentary, the one thing I really liked was her relationship with her son. So this is awful to hear. I had no idea she had a bad relationship with her son, or I had no idea that her son was like capable of treating her this badly. But is this true? And she sounds so on it. Like, that's live of her standing in a window. This is crazy that they don't even have a video on her. They're filming her from the ground through a window, but she seems so on it. Doesn't she seem so incredibly like coherent and legit and like real compared to how she was in that documentary? And I don't know if that's alcohol related, because in the documentary, she was so not coherent. She was so out to lunch. So is that just alcohol, or is there something else going on? I don't know. But this is wild. She is very with it. She's very on top of her words. She's very clear-headed. She seems very with it. I'm really, really interested to see. And like, are we going to get can we get a full like comeback of Wendy Williams? I really, really hope. It was the Lifetime series, Bridget says. Yeah, it was was it Lifetime or Investigation Discovery or something, wasn't it? It was like a 2 or 3 part series. And I want to say it was last year around this time. It was right around the time, you know how like you can always think about where you were when you were watching certain shows? I remember where I was when I was watching that documentary series. I was doing a puzzle, and I was going back and forth between watching the Wendy Williams documentary and Who the F Did I Marry on TikTok. That's what I was watching. Anyway, please, Harvey Levin, Mark Aragos, and Brian Friedman, save Wendy Williams and let her take down Diddy. And Kanye while she's at it. Wendy Williams, save Wendy Williams and let her take down Diddy. Like, I want Wendy Williams to be the one to go to Diddy in prison and be like, you're done. Because I feel like Wendy Williams was the original Diddy whistleblower. Don't you guys think? I feel for her. This makes me really sad. And I really do feel sad for her son. I mean, not for her son, for her son. Okay, so praying for Wendy, and let's watch that documentary, or let's watch the show on TMZ. So everyone listen to Two Angry Men, or watch the podcast on YouTube later. After this. Another story. Let's move on to this Diddy story, which I can't even believe the balls on this man. The ball buster, never with teeth. Actually, with teeth. You know what? With teeth. With teeth for Diddy. Extra teeth, sharp teeth, Jaws teeth. Lethal teeth for Diddy. Goddamn Diddy. Stupid Diddy. Do you guys want to know what Diddy has the balls to do? I was hoping to never hear from Diddy, but shockingly, Diddy still has a publicist or something. Because yesterday there was an article somewhere, and I can't remember where I saw it, but yesterday there was an article. Oh, wow. I'm just seeing your text, Ray. I'll get to that in just a second. Holy shit. Okay. Yesterday there was an article on oh my God. There was an article on Diddy talking about how he'll be sad and lonely for Valentine's Day. What? Why is this not now the second time that we've heard about how sad and lonely Diddy is in prison? This is not the first time that we've experienced or had to read a sad, like an article about sad, lonely Diddy. I have not one time ever, zero. Hold on, let me check under the desk. Nope, it's not there. No sympathy for Diddy in this room. No sympathy for Diddy. No sympathy for Diddy. Okay? Zero. None. So Diddy has a lot of, I don't know what's going on with him, but apparently Diddy is suing NBC for $100 million. Do you hear me? Suing NBC. Get this. He consulted with Blake Lively. Diddy called Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds last night. And he was like, do. Hey, Ryan. And Ryan goes, what's up, Diddy? What's up, Diddy? With his hand. He said, hey, who can I sue? I need some money. And then Ryan said, well, Justin Baldoni's probably going to sue you back. So don't sue Justin. And then Diddy said, okay, who else? And then they said, I don't know, NBC. And Diddy's like, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I'll do that. He's suing NBC for $100 million over severe reputational and economic harm caused by the making of a Bad Boy documentary. Sorry. I'll take not taking any accountability over my own actions for 100, Alex. Y'all. Yeah, you guys, I just want to let you know, all my feelings about Diddy are not because of any of his own actions. It's just because of the documentary. I thought he was a good guy until I watched the documentary. Is this a joke? He's an absolute horror show. And I didn't have to watch a documentary to figure that out. You just need eyes, ears, hands. This guy. Is he surrounded by Blake Lively's team too? All yes people? Sean Diddy Combs has filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against NBC Universal and the production company Ample for the alleged lies aired in their Diddy documentary, Making of a Bad Boy. The rapper's attorneys claim in the complaint filed in New York and exclusively obtained by Page Six that the documentary assumes their client has committed numerous heinous crimes, including serial murder, rape of minors, and sex trafficking of minors, and attempts to crudely psychologize him. It's maliciously and baselessly jumps to the conclusion that Mr. Combs is a monster and an embodiment of Lucifer with a lot of similarities to Jeffrey Epstein. Diddy's like, no, I'm not as bad as Epstein. Please, no. Can you imagine? The complaint breaks down each of the alleged fallacies. You know, basically it's talking about all the bad things that Diddy's doing, and he's saying, no, that's where I draw the line. So awesome. Cool. Explore Core says Donna is sliding off her chair like she was at a Diddy party where everything was covered with baby oil. Yes, I definitely did fall over and land on the floor. Okay, I was going to move on and talk about Kanye, which I will. I did just receive some really, really horrible, sad breaking news. So I do want to tell you guys what's going on. And this is breaking my heart. And I do want to kind of like figure out what's happening. Okay. Teddi Mellencamp. Teddi Mellencamp, former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has just posted that she is... Okay. She just posted this. For the last several weeks, I've been dealing with severe and debilitating headaches. Yesterday, the pain was unbearable and required hospitalization. After a CT scan and MRI, doctors found multiple tumors on my brain, which they believe have been growing for at least 6 months. 2 of the tumors will be surgically removed today. The remaining small tumors will be dealt with via radiation at a later date. I am blessed to be surrounded by my children, family, friends, doctors, nurses, and surgeons who are doing everything possible to get me back into better health. Thank you to everybody who has reached out and to everybody who has supported me along this journey. Oi. Okay. Oh, that breaks my heart. Literally breaks my heart. I can't even handle it. Oh my God. Okay. Teddi is a personal friend of mine. I'm going to send her a message soon. I'm sure she's getting inundated like crazy right now. That's really scary. So Teddi has had 17 skin cancers melanomas in the last few years. Teddi is a former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For those of you that don't know, she's John Mellencamp's daughter. And she's had 17 melanomas on her shoulder, in the back of her shoulder, in the last few years that have all just been discovered. And she's been so careful with her skin, and she's like really, really had to watch it. So it's like clearly something that's happening internally, and it's all just been localized in that one area. And she's been incredibly careful and like checking her skin nonstop. She's going through a really challenging and painful divorce right now. And clearly she's had headaches, and I didn't know about any of this. And my best friend is a very close friend of hers, and she hasn't told me anything either. So this is very, very scary. Very scary. I'm praying for her. So everyone send prayers to Teddi. Jeez. Puts everything into perspective. That's so scary. She's a mom of 3 kids and a stepdaughter. Young kids. So I'm praying. Oh my God, she's so young. This is really scary. Okay. Wow. Sorry to bring you guys down with that news, but it's just like scary. Okay. How many times can I say scary? Let's move on to the next news. Just praying for Teddi. And for all of you guys in the comments, I'm seeing your comments. So many people struggle with cancer on a daily basis, and melanoma is like one of those things that, you know, you don't take seriously because it's like you don't think it's that big of a deal. But all cancers are obviously so scary. And those of you that are struggling right now in the comments, I see you, I know, and I am looking at you. And all my love for, I wish I could individually call you out, but all my love for you guys in the comments right here that are struggling. I mean, like, I could start to cry. This is how sensitive I am. Like, I can't handle it when I hear stories like this. I am so sensitive to people that are going through this right now. So really, truly, my heart goes out for all of you guys. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Diddy. We were talking about Diddy. Let's talk about let's move on from delusional Diddy into delusional Kanye. I read such an insane article. I had no idea Kanye's rants and how far they went over the last few days. I don't know if you guys even know how he ranted and what he ranted about. I just knew about some of the big ones that got picked up by some of the news or like some of the big news organizations about like his anti-Semitic stuff. And I knew some of them, like he had talked about, he talked about Diddy, like free Diddy a little bit. There is an incredible article that I linked. It's a Substack article that someone sent me over on my stories, that this woman, her Instagram is Emily Knows Everything. She runs an Instagram account called Kanye's Posts just because she finds it interesting to kind of like follow him in like in a inspirational way, but just to see him like in a sociological way. And she was shocked over this last tirade. She is like, this took it to a level that he can never come back from. This man tweeted against every single minority out there, right? And he even went so far to talk about, I mean, he talked about heavy women. He talked about all the minorities. And then he did even admit to beating women in the tweets. I don't know if you guys saw that. I had no idea. He admitted that he abuses women, which is so wild because he posted about Cassie and Diddy, and then he admitted that he does that. He's also talked about the Me Too movement and how he went after one of his former, there's a woman that has sued him for assault, and he's gone after her by name and everything. Now he's getting sued by former employees of Yeezy now. And I hope more and more and more and more and more and more, and all the people sue him now for everything that he's worth and more. But his current obsession now is trying to get Diddy out of jail, which is just wild to me. I have no idea, you know, what's going to happen. But as of right now, Yeezy.com has been removed by Shopify. His website was being hosted by Shopify or GoDaddy or whatever. It's like no longer. And apparently 100,000 people bought that swastika shirt, which is crazy. 100,000 people bought that shirt. So there's 100,000 people out there, or maybe less, that bought multiple shirts that actually wanted that shirt and were willing to wear that shirt. But apparently Shopify or whoever is like distributing those shirts are not going to put through the orders. So that's good. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's good if it is true. Then, in addition to that, multiple people have spoken out against him. Charlie Puth, I saw, wrote very confidently, like, this is not okay. These are people with very big platforms. Gwyneth Paltrow wrote about him very strongly, not okay. Hillary Duff's husband has created a shirt against him. You can go to Matthew Coma, that's Hillary Duff's husband, that has created a shirt that will go to the Holocaust Fund. My friend Jamie Greenberg, she's a makeup artist. She's Chelsea Handler's makeup artist, and she did Chelsea's makeup for the not the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards. She's a good friend of mine. She also created a shirt that will go towards a Jewish Federation that is like a F Kanye type of shirt. You can go to her Instagram or her website. I also bought another type of shirt. Like there's so many people that are doing good things that are kind of, going against it. But there was a video that was circulating yesterday, and it was a very, very interesting video. And a lot of people thought it was real. It was Scarlett Johansson, Steven Spielberg, Adam Sandler, Jack Galifianakis, Jack Black, Jerry Seinfeld, a bunch of other people. And they were all wearing this like amazing shirt that looked like a middle finger, and it had a Jewish star, and it said F Kanye basically. And everyone was so excited by it. And it was 100% not real. And I knew it kind of right off the bat when it got sent to me. I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, they're doing it, because so many of these people have really not said anything except David Schwimmer and Jerry Seinfeld. They're the only ones that have really spoken up about this. And of course it was AI, which it looked so real. And I was so blown away and so excited by it. So of course, Scarlett Johansson spoke up against the use of AI today. And she did, upon first reading it, I was really upset because I was like, why are you going to speak out against AI and not speak out against, Diddy, not Diddy, Kanye? But she did speak out against anti-Semitism in the statement. It just wasn't being picked up by the headline. She spoke out against Kanye. She spoke out against hate speech. She spoke out against anti-Semitism. But she also said, this is scary that you guys can create with AI such an insanely perfectly done video that we all believed. Did you guys not all believe that video if you saw it? It looked so real. I don't know if you guys saw it. I mean, I can try to find it really fast, but I can't play the music, obviously, but it was a really, really crazy. I wonder if they can even air it anymore, but it was this is from the New York Post. I just Googled it, and this is the first thing that came up. Hold on. This is it. It's Drake. I mean, it's crazy realistic. But it's not real. I wish it was real. Anyway, so, hopefully, but it did get people talking, so that's good. Drake is Jewish. People are asking in the comments, is Drake Jewish? His mom is Jewish, yeah. So, okay. Moving on. What else can we talk about? Oh, we want to talk about Real Houses of Beverly Hills. There's so many stories. Like, you guys, I have like 10 more stories that I could talk about before Beverly Hills, but I do want to talk about Beverly Hills. I do. By the way, have you subscribed to the channel? I am officially, growing and showing and growing. And definitely, I'm excited about all the growth. Thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate you all being here. Okay, let's move on and talk about one of the most emotional and I thought beautiful episodes of Real Houses of Beverly Hills I've seen in a long time. So this episode was half in Augusta and half in Los Angeles. Just like last episode, we have half the cast still in Augusta, and that's Sutton. And that's like really the story that I liked following, which is Sutton and Garcelle and Kyle in Sutton's family home, or Sutton's home in Augusta. And it's with Sutton and her mom, Reba. And the story of Sutton and her mom resonated so much, I'm sure, with so many of you. It was so beautiful because what's happening in this home is that Sutton and her mom do not have a very strong relationship. They just don't. They have a strong relationship in the fact that like they're friendly, but it's not warm. Do you guys have that with your parents where you don't really say I love you? Do your parents say I love you to you? Do you say I love you to your parents? I'm so lucky. My mom says I love you 100 times a day to me if she could. I'm so lucky with that. My mom has always said I love you to you. But my dad has always said I love you to you, and he never showed it. So I don't know if I love you is necessarily like all that it's worth. But I love you is such an important thing to like not only say, but actually show. But Reba, the mom, is an 80-year-old woman, 80-some-year-old woman who's cold as ice. She's cold, she's sarcastic, she's Southern. She's very nitpicky, you know? And Sutton, all Sutton wants is her mom's approval. All she wants is her mom to say, I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm proud of you. And she can't get that out of her mom. But what's weird is that Sutton has mimicked so many of her own mom's behaviors. She doesn't see it that way. Sutton doesn't see it. In the after show later, Sutton, like Garcelle says it during the episode, Garcelle's like, Sutton is just like her mom. And Sutton later in the after show was like, I'm nothing like my mom. And we're all like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now, at one point in the episode, Garcelle sits with Sutton's mom over a cocktail and says, Sutton just wants you to have a little bit of, appreciation for her, or just be proud of her a little bit more. And Sutton's mom, instead of being like, I do, I love her, like I do feel proud of her, she's like, that's none of your business. You don't know our relationship. Now, the real reason is not the real reason, but what Garcelle feels it is that she's jealous because Sutton had a really strong relationship with her father, who has since not been alive since Sutton was 20 some years old. Sutton was 20, I believe, 6 years old when Sutton's father committed suicide. He shot himself. And the story was so hard to kind of relive yesterday because Sutton brought these girls to Augusta to not just see where she grew up, but also to bring them to her family home and the home where her father actually did that, where he actually committed suicide. And it was so sad to watch Sutton bring Garcelle and Kyle and walk them through that home. And I was bawling watching those scenes to see Sutton like kind of walk through that home. And Sutton shared a story about how she was walking through that house and in the room where her father was, and how he wasn't feeling good. He was very depressed. He was chronically depressed, she said, and he was really struggling. And he really, don't worry, I'll get, Louise is like, Taylor Swift and Travis, something about a shoe. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll do that next. And she was feeling very sad, or he was feeling very sad, and he used to always just like lay on the couch and put his arm out. It's funny, the memories, because I have these memories about my grandfather too, He would put his arm out when she would walk by, and he would grab her arm and just kind of like shake her arm or her hand, and he would walk by. But on this one specific day, she came into the room to grab a bottle of wine to go to a party, and he didn't grab her hand. So to kind of like get his like attention or say hi, she grabbed his big toe and just like pulled on it. And that was it. And then she walked away. And she said, I really wish I would have just sat with him for even just 5 minutes, because that was the last time I saw him. It broke my heart for her. Because it wouldn't have changed anything. Well, I don't think it would have changed anything. But she's going to hold that forever, that guilt, And it's so sad because then she is talking about her mom, and her mom is just, she doesn't have the ability to talk to her mom about it. She's never talked to her mom about it. They don't have the ability to open up about those days and those feelings. And her mom was home that morning, and she's mad at her mom for it. She said, my mom was home that day. Her mom retired that day. So her mom was home that morning. And she said she knew my dad was depressed. She knew my dad was struggling. And she knew my dad had a loaded gun in the other room. Oh, it killed me. It was so hard to watch, you guys. So hard to watch. And then she finally had like the guts to have that conversation with her mom, saying, I wish you would be able to tell me you loved me more. And her mom said, I just think it's trite and a little bit overused, the word I love you. So sad. If my kids ever said, Mom, I wish you said I love you more, I could never imagine saying, I just think it's overused. I would be like, I am so sorry I don't say that enough. That's so sad. Like, I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. It was very sad to watch, very hard. And then back in Beverly Hills, we had the It wasn't as like good, the Beverly Hills scenes, but of course we had the Dorit talking about her relationship and her marriage. All I want to know, I mean, Dorit's kind of coming to terms with the fact that PK is like half out of the marriage, and Bose and Erica are desperate to kind of just like keep her in reality, that this man is like pretty much over you and trying to take you for what you're worth. But can I just shout out Bose really fast? Because Bose to me is truly a 10 out of 10 housewife. Bose is a 10 out of 10 housewife, in my opinion, so far. We've only seen her this season, 11 episodes. She's phenomenal. She is strong. She's beautiful. She's got the wealth. She's got the brains. She's a family woman. She's got a beautifully strong, smart, mature daughter who they have these great, strong, wonderful, mature conversations about life. She's got this relationship with this man that she's open with. She's a great friend to Dorit, and she's calling out Kyle. Like, I am loving Bose. I can't think of anything wrong with Bose. Not one thing. I just like her. I like her, and I like her vibe, and I like her standing up for Dorit. Like, I don't know why. I love Bose. So no complaints with Bose. Nothing. Those are my feelings on Housewives on Beverly Hills. I just thought it was a great episode. There was no drama. No drama, just emotions. It was like a family. It was like just a family show. And it just like it just ripped my heart open in a dozen different ways. I thought it was a wonderful episode for me. For me, it was wonderful. Unlike Anne Marie 8.5, which, by the way, that's so funny, Debbie, that you mentioned that, because is it Anna Marie? Anna Marie is suing the anesthesiology, like the United Anesthesiology World or whatever. She's suing them for defamation. She and Diddy. Sorry, allegedly. She's not with Diddy, but she's suing the Anesthesiologies of Americas, or whatever they're called. Isn't that wild? She's suing them because of defamation, because remember they called her out for the anesthesiology stuff? I can get the story, but I don't feel like it. It's like an 8.5 on my list. Okay, last story of the day. Taylor and Travis. There is a rumor that they've broken up, and it's all coming down to a pair of red shoes. Ready? Conspiracy land, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Number one, Kylie Kelsey, who I know a lot of you guys like her. I know. I've heard it, and I get it. I just don't get it. I just said I get it, but I don't. I'm lying to you. Okay? I'm officially Blake Lively. I'm a liar. I don't absolutely understand whatsoever. I don't get it. I don't get Kylie Kelsey. I know a lot of people love her. I have no problem with her. She's not problematic. She's fine. Thank you, Nicole, for joining as a member. Welcome. I just find her boring. Like, okay. Now, Kylie Kelsey is on Call Her Daddy. I did not watch it. I will probably not be watching it, but I did see a clip where she talks about Travis and Taylor. And this adds to the PR relationship, because Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift have been together for now 1.5 solid years, very together. Okay. Travis Kelsey and his brother Jason Kelsey are thick as thieves, tight. And Kylie Kelsey said that she's never gone on a double date with Travis and Taylor. Never? She's never gone on a double date with them? That's weird, because every single one of Taylor Swift's friends have. Okay, weird. Also, she said she's never once eaten any of Taylor Swift's home-cooked meals. Okay, cool, fine. So it doesn't look like they're actually hanging out with family. That's weird. Okay, fine, cool. Now, that's a side note. But Taylor Swift, after the Super Bowl loss, when Travis had to walk away in his BG's outfit. Oh, Taylor has been touring a lot through her relationship. That's true. That's true. Was she never off? Was she never off? Okay, wait. This is so funny. You guys, the Bee Gees outfit, I just have to show you a personal moment of it. I do have to show you this. The Bee Gees outfit is too much for me, you guys. I can't get enough of the Bee Gees outfit. Someone posted on Instagram a little a joke video of it, and I shared it in my stories because I was dying of laughter. Hold on. Here we go. Isn't that so good? It's just this guy in a very, very shiny outfit. But then here's the video of actually, hold on. This is the video of actually Kelsey leaving.
Okay. Did he really not have a different blouse to put on for if they lost?
You really should have planned ahead. He should have planned ahead. Just a sweater. Maybe just a t-shirt. Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. Okay, but after the Super Bowl, we did not see any footage of them together. Normally, she's always with him after the games. We always see her with him. But he had to walk alone in his Bee Gees outfit. And then we have not seen anything of her, except we did see a photo of her going into the plane, her private plane, surrounded by umbrellas. What was up with the umbrellas going onto the plane and not having any picture of her at all? It's very strange that we wouldn't see any pictures of her after after this game, when she's always so incredibly noticeable. So here are some of the pictures about it, and I'm curious if you guys think this is weird at all. I would never pick up on any of these little Easter eggs, but they pick the Easter eggs of the Swifties. They pick up on this. So look at this. So they're covering her up completely. Why? This is the most public person in the world. She's always being seen, but she can't be seen, right? Except that. Do you guys see the red shoes and the cat litter? The cat litter and the red shoes. Do you see the red shoes? So what are the red shoes? Well, there's a rumor. There's a rumor about the red shoes, guys. What do you think? Anyone want to guess what the red shoes are? Anyone? Okay. The red shoes are Wizard of Oz coded, according to the Swifties. According to the Swifties, the red shoes are the end of the dream. Yes, the Swifties have decided that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have broken up because the red shoes mean she has clicked her red shoes together, and now it's the end of the movie. This was all just the dream. Swear. This is the rumor that now Lily says she's going to Kansas. This is it. It's over. She's back home. She's finished. It's done with the cat litter. It's over, guys. That's what the Swifties have decided. I'm just a messenger. I didn't decide. The Swifties come up with this. I'm just telling you what the Swifties have told me. It's very intentional. Show nothing but the red shoes. You think that I make up her Easter eggs? She makes them up. I just tell you what they are. Sandra wants you to know that Travis is doing his best staying alive after the Eagles beat down. Well, he should have walked out going, I, staying, staying alive with his hand. Well, We will see if Travis and Taylor do break up or not. I don't know. I hope they stay together, because if they don't stay together, that would be really sad for Travis, actually. I think they'll stay together. I think they'll be fine. But I just laugh really hard thinking about if poor Travis, all it took for him was just to win that Super Bowl, or else he was like, if I don't win that Super Bowl, like, not only do I lose a Super Bowl, but then I'm going to lose Taylor. Like, she's like, you lose the Super Bowl, you lose me. All right, you guys, I love you. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show for all of you new people. And for those of you that don't get the humor, talk to the hand, and Ryan Reynolds will call you and probably sue you. See you tomorrow on Daily Dose of Donna. And those members, I'll see you guys at 2 p.m. today on YouTube. Bring your questions. Bring your clitorals. And bring your Betty Buzz. Talk to you soon. Bye.